Hello staff and parents. It's nice to have the opportunity to give you a quick update about what's happening across the school district. It's been a difficult time really trying to anticipate the enrollment that we would have in the online program and the face-to-face program. So I know that many of our students and many of our staff members experienced either a shifting in their assignments or for our students a shifting in their teacher. And we tried hard to anticipate what those would be and how many people would be enrolled through surveys, etc. But as we all know, until people are faced with the decision, they sometimes don't know exactly what they're going to do. We ended up with over 3,000 people enrolled in our online program and needing to serve those where we had anticipated from our surveys closer to around 1,200. So just trying to get that balance. It's not unusual really for school districts to have to move people after school starts, but in our system we've been very fortunate. We've apparently not had to do that on any large scale like we did this year. Please know we don't take that lightly. We do hope that we will not have to move people again over the course of the school year, as these are unusual circumstances. We can't guarantee that, but we hope that everybody will be able to stay where they are in the best interests of students and staff. We do want to celebrate that we're at 3.5 weeks of face-to-face instruction, and that's very much due to all of your diligence around the safety protocols, all the different pieces and parts put in place. I encourage you to stay the course. Last summer when we put our task force together, who really talked about what do we need to make sure that we can open schools safely. We had all the safety guidelines from the state, but we had 6 physicians on our core task force who said the main things you need are a lot of soap and water and everyone to wear their mask. That the hospital really uses that very religiously to make sure that they can, keep the virus from spreading. So what we encourage you to do is remember, don't get lax with your masks. I know it can be frustrating from time to time. They feel a little warm. We do want you to give kids when they're outside mask breaks wherever possible, but we do know that masks are a very important part. Once they come back together in line, kids need to have them on, or certainly colleague to colleague, we need to make sure that we are wearing our masks. And it's like many of our schools have done some pretty creative ones to be able to make it at least more doable for students or make them feel like it's part of at school spirit piece. So please stay the course and help us with those safety protocols. We are, as you know, just about finishing all of our assessments for the first quarter. And we are, of course, measuring and really getting a true grip on what was the COVID slide, as they're calling it nationally, because we did see students who lost a lot of ground in both their reading scores as well as their math scores. I think in our secondary students, we will see some places where students have gaps. So we thank you for those of you that are looking carefully at those gaps to really try to catch kids up and help them catch up and keep up, so that if we would need to go back to a remote learning format for all of our students, they'll head into that with some of those skills already caught up. And I know our teachers are working hard at that, but that's an important piece for each and every school to look at, to really measure where are we in relation to where we want to be. Where should our students be right now in terms of the second month of school, that sort of measurement that's used nationally, so that we can put together our school improvement plans and really focusing on those key important skills of making sure our students are catching up with those important skills. Finally, thank you again for all your hard work. We thank our parents for their support at home to get kids ready. Thank you for filling out those symptom trackers. Those have really helped us. There was a rumor out there, if you put one thing on there, your student will be quarantined, and that's not true. What that really is if there are certain things on there and then the school health assistant and RN follows up with that. If there's something there, that's when your student might be facing quarantine, or at least being requested to go to their physician and get a COVID test. Or certainly remember that the health department does those as a drive-through style at the fairgrounds. It takes a very short amount of time, and due to their great efforts of trying to really beef that up, people are getting their results in really 2 to 4 days at the most. So much quicker than before, much to either get the test, but also to get the results. So we thank you all for your efforts. And as always, if you have any questions about anything going on, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.